Last week, a new feature, Raid Dungeons, came to Soul Hunters. In this video, we'll cover some of the basics of this new feature. Raid Dungeons are open to guild members only, so be sure to level up your party to level 32 in order to participate. The idea of the raids is to team up with your guildmates to defeat powerful enemies in dungeons corresponding with chapters 7 through 12 of normal mode, picking up rare loot and Brotherhood coins along the way. Brotherhood coins can be used to score great items in the guild's store. To get started, guild masters or guild elders must spend a certain amount of guild points to open each dungeon, which is equivalent to a chapter in normal or heroic mode. Guild points are collected every time a guild member uses stamina. Individual players can contribute up to 600 guild points per day. Once the dungeon is open, it's time to start raiding. Individual stages are unlocked only when you complete the corresponding stage in normal mode. When you enter the stage, you won't be able to defeat the enemies on your first attempt. Instead, the idea is to deal as much damage as possible to the enemy units whose health won't recover. Then your guildmates can step in and do the same thing until the enemy units are defeated. Each stage will record rankings for the most damage dealt in a single raid. Additionally, in the last stage in each dungeon, you will meet powerful raid bosses with unique mechanics and abilities. Different bosses will pose different challenges. You and your guild will need to come up with the best strategies to take them down efficiently. When calculating coin rewards, damage to this boss counts as double. Rare items can be collected from the raids, but rather than going to individual players immediately, it instead goes to the guild's inventory and is distributed later. Loot distribution happens in a couple of different ways. Loot is distributed automatically every hour to players that enter the request queue for an item. You can still enter the queue for an item which isn't yet in the inventory and just wait until your guild earns it. If you request an item in inventory that was collected before you joined the guild, you will be skipped over in distribution until there is one of that item that was collected after you joined. If an item is not requested, it will remain in the inventory and won't be distributed automatically. Besides the normal distribution in order of the request queue, a player can also cut to the front of the line by spending Brotherhood coins, some of which will be used to compensate the other players in line. However, you'd better make sure it's okay with your guildmates before you do this. Finally, a guild master may manually distribute loot to anyone in the guild a limited number of times each day. Overall, raid dungeons are a great way to cooperate with your guildmates to get rare items, and this new feature makes joining a guild really worthwhile.